On? All right, good morning, everybody. Today is September 7th, 2017, Thursday, and today is a really great subject I'm going to go over, and today's meeting is going to be about the top earners in our company. I think a lot of times people come into, a situation or company, and they want to know, who's the best, who's the top earners, especially in the sales, business, obviously. I've never went into a sales company and didn't ask that question. I want to know who the top guys were, how much money they were making, and if it was possible if I can make $1 million a year. Like, that was probably my first question when I came back into alarm sales. I sat down with Edwin, and I didn't get started off with this huge deal at all. All right, I got started off with a less than average deal for a sales manager. All right, and I couldn't blame him. Coming back, I don't have anything to bring to the table besides. I would say liability, because that's what happens most of the time is when owners bring in a contractor, they look at it like, oh shit, they've already been burned so many times in the past. There's so much liability involved. So I'm gonna go over, the kind of things that you need to learn, what I had to learn. Okay, I'm just passing this on from guy to guy. All right, girl to girl, whoever you are, man or woman in this company, whether you're old, whether you're new, whether you're young, out of high school, out of college, out of the damn military, or you're out of jail. It doesn't matter. This could apply to anybody. And I'm gonna go over first. We'll go with Fernando. He's been here the longest. I wrote down where he started when he got back into the with me in the alarm business. First of all, it's important to know where people started, because it's easy to judge people where they're at now. You see him in the nice Mercedes, and he's got his office, and you see all that. But where did it start? I'm gonna tell you where it started. Got back with me out of jail. All right, he just had faced a case, and I don't want to get too much into his personal business, but it was a bad situation, and started with collect calls calling me, and it started with him getting out, getting released, and then starting with absolutely nothing. So I wrote down he had financial hardships and he had relationship hardships. All right, got out of a long relationship with somebody. Had kids with and family and everything. So if you think about it, for anybody, it's a tough situation. I've been there too. I've been out of situations with relationships. It's tough to start all over. Hurt your pride. There's a lot of reasons for you to not make it. In other words, it can give you every single excuse in the world. Getting out of jail, this and that. Like, fuck everything, on probation. Like, having to start like that, I can relate because I've been in all those things too. And I have a lot of love for these guys right now and a lot of respect. All right, and I'm going to go over the things that they have done to get them into the six-figure club and to stay there. And now, see, it's real easy to say, oh yeah, I make six figures, but do you really? Because if you add it all up at the end of the year, if your tax return doesn't say 100 grand or more, you didn't make six figures. You can say, I could have made, I should have, but did you? These guys are actually going to do it, all three. So it's not a coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of thing, which I hate really talking about. I'm a fact person. I like to talk facts. And these guys had definitely hit the six-figure club this year already, and they're gonna pass it up in the years to come, and they're gonna be heading towards the seven-figure, right, and eight-figure. So, well, let's get everybody here. My goal is to get everybody in this company here to making 100 grand or more. So how do you do that? Same way these guys did. All right, I'm gonna go over it. So for now, that's where he started. DQ started with the $40 loan I gave him. I remember when he met me. He met me at a meeting at Skyline, actually. And he was working for another crew, a guy named Pedro, which they came from another company. He did the jump around thing, I think, for a little bit. He sold alarms in Las Vegas, Nevada. He did the whole summer programs. He did the whole traveling. He did the whole, takeover scene and all that stuff. And then he saw me one day in a meeting, and he saw me talk in a meeting, and he goes, after the meeting, he goes, hey man, I want to work for you. He goes, I really like you and your crew. I see what you guys stand for. I see what you guys are all about. I noticed that there's something different about you guys than everybody else that I've met. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. I don't recruit other people. He goes, you're going to have to talk to your manager and the owner and whatever. You guys work it out. But I'm not going to go and do a special meeting to steal a guy. Like, I'm not going to steal nobody. So I kind of told him no. I told him no. I was like, you can't do nothing. So he came back, and next thing you know, I got a call from the owner of the company. His manager was okay with it. His manager actually called me and said he met with me. He actually met with me in those apartments that you guys used to live in, where Paco, it was actually Paco's apartment, the one you and, what's the name used to live in Downey. What was the name of those apartments?
Imperial.
Yeah, the one on Imperial. Remember Paco had an apartment there?
Yeah.
We actually were hanging out at Paco's.
Oh shit.
And that guy showed up. And Fernando probably remembers this night. DQ, all you guys. So the guy shows up. He actually looked like Frank Alonso. He looked like Frank. So Pedro's his name. He shows up and he tells me, hey man, take this guy. I don't want him anymore. I can't handle it. I have all this family. I love him. He's a great guy. You'll love him. But I just don't have the time to take him out every day to go to work because he didn't have a car. DQ didn't have a car at the time. He's like, I just can't deal with the responsibilities. I just want to hurry up and go to work for an hour a day and then go with my family. He wasn't into like the whole growing, like I was. So I was like, are you sure? Like, you want me to take this guy? He's like, just take him. He's like, so I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll take this guy. And I didn't know shit about this guy. So next thing I know, this guy that was given to me from his manager is now living in front of my house in my RV. That's how he started. And he needed like $40, I remember, to eat or something. And I wrote down a little note, purple shorts. I actually gave him, and DQ is gonna laugh about this because he told me like about a month ago, and I was talking. He still has those purple shorts I gave him. He didn't have any shorts or clothes to sleep in the RV. And I had these purple fucking basketball shorts from like Walmart or something or Foot Locker, and I was like, here, I just threw them to him. I hated the color, and I just had them just to sleep in the house. And next thing I know, this fucking guy's sleeping in front of my house, and here we go today, six-figure club, So that's DQ, no car, no fucking license. He didn't have shit, Basically, he didn't have anything, and his old manager probably gave up on him. He didn't even want him, So I took him in and shit. DQ's, we'll go over all the qualities that he has learned, or maybe he had some of them, and maybe I brought him out in them or something. But Deshaun, last guy, he started. I met him. Fernando actually brought him in from, I guess Fernando knew his brother. They all worked together when they did the door-to-door thing, getting leads for like a window company or something. And, I don't think anybody wanted to recruit Deshaun. He's a little short black dude that probably nobody would want to give a chance to in our industry. And, Fernando being darker than him was probably like, shit, I'm blacker than him, so let me bring him in, right? No, just, but basically he came in and he couldn't close shit. He couldn't close a window. Me and Pete tell a story when I remember when Pete had barely got back around the same time, and we were all heading to like Arizona. I remember we were out in like Courtside or somewhere over there by Buckeye or Arizona, somewhere, no past Blythe. Yeah. He was in Arizona knocking. So, anyways, he came up to the van and Pete was in the van. I just had picked up Pete and I haven't seen Pete in a while, and we were all catching up, getting excited about going to sell again. And then here comes the guy. I go, hey, this is the new guy, Deshaun. And Deshaun came up to the van and was like, yo, all serious. I remember he was like, yeah, Travis, a bunch of other guys were over here knocking already. So, yeah, this whole area is done. I need to go to another one. Somebody was already here, he said. And I just looked at Pete and we started laughing. I was like, what the fuck is this guy? What do you think, you're going to go to some area where nobody's ever been, So, anyways, he struggled his ass off. He went 2 months straight. These are facts now. Everything I'm saying up here is facts. All right, none of this speculation shit, making up stuff, no full bullshit story. These are all facts. This is a great story, guys. Blanked for 2 months, 6 weeks. I don't know anybody else that's ever done that. I think most people will quit after they blink 2 days, right? Their first 2 weeks at least, But this guy, he stuck with it. He had no money, no skills, couldn't close a window, lived at the office, lost his BMW. I remember when he first started here, I was pretty impressed. Who was this guy? He pulled up in a Beamer, and I was like, hey, what's up? Real cocky, kind of, Eric, had a confidence about him, definitely. He's like, yeah, I worked at Fry's, and, it's kind of a guy that wouldn't even let you finish your own sentence. One of those guys, he'll butt in when you're trying to talk. I was trying to meet him. Yeah. He's talking to me like he's going to teach me something, in other words, And that's a great attitude sometimes. Some of those guys that are really confident like that, if they learn, I think one thing we're going to go over is right here, is they're great listeners and learners. He learned how to do that, definitely. I think he saw me yell and snap at a couple of people in the office. And I think from then on, he was kind of smart and said, you know what, I don't think that's the right guy to try to cut off and, not listen to. I better listen to that guy because it seems like he's pretty serious about what he's trying to teach. And that's one thing that I do pride myself on. If I'm yelling at you, if I'm screaming, or you see I'm getting aggressive, it's because I need to get my point across. I really feel like you need something to learn. I'm leading a group of men here that are, look at the backgrounds we're talking about, you know what I mean? Tough guys to deal with, you know? So, how do you, like what do they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going? Well, I had to be tougher. And it's tough because when you're dealing with three, and these weren't the only three guys I was dealing with. I was dealing with another 6, you know? So, dealing with 9 guys that are all defiant, and it's like, I got to get these fucking guys to learn these basic principles. And these basic principles are important because everything that you want, everybody wants this money, right? But let's back it all up and figure out, how do you get this money? It's due to right here, these principles, and I'm going to talk about them right now. So all 3 of these guys possess this. You know, I'll admit some of them are better than others at some of these things, and some of them are working on these things still. But the bottom line is they all have this and more. And this is a small list, you know. And if you don't have these things, pay attention to this video and start asking yourself, like, man, am I good at this? Would I grade myself an A, a B, a C? What would I grade myself on all these things? And if they're not straight A's, then you're not going to get here. You're not going to get straight here. If you're not getting straight A's here, you're not going to get this money. Okay, so I always try to make it real simple. I know you want money. I know everybody wants money. You want to make more money. You want more money and more money. You want to have a bigger month in October than you did in September. You want to have a better month September than you did in August. You want to have a better 2017 than you did in 2016. And if you're already thinking about 2018, great. You want a bigger year? Start learning these things and start applying this. All right. So first one is quality that they possess is they have staying power. Okay, and they're able to overcome obstacles. Okay, so I'll go over it. So staying power, being able to overcome tremendous obstacles. Fernando, staying power. So when he first started in the meat company with me, he didn't really have any of these things, except for he did have staying power. He was around. He wasn't around a lot, but he was around. He'd show up. Now, as far as overcoming tremendous obstacles and as far as staying power, I've seen him go through the hard times. I've seen him go through paying back the chargebacks. I've seen him go through the accident, his leg, restarting everything. I mean, I think there was probably a time really in his mind where he thought he would probably never even walk again. The way they had him in the hospital when we went to visit him, you would think like there's like a coin flip here, 50-50 chance he probably might even walk again. So who gives a fuck about like becoming successful? Let's like try to figure out how to walk again. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even thinking about success. It's like, shit, I want to make it through the day. I want to be alive tomorrow for my family, for my son, you know? So, you know, and for us, pretty sure we were on his mind, you know? Like, I love that guy, man. That guy's a great guy, you know? Staying power, being able to drive all the way from where he lived at in Norwalk and Whittier and like drive all the way to the IE every day to go to the office for the meetings. Yeah, he was late all the time, but he was there. So they say half the battle is showing up. I'm not promoting being late to nothing, but what I'm saying is, you know, if he was punctual, maybe he'd be making even more money. You know what I mean? So every little thing that we talk about, you can tweak and even do better. I'm always constantly trying to figure out ways I can get better, because that's the challenge for me. Just because I've already accomplished a certain amount of stuff doesn't mean I can't get better. I want to accomplish more. How do I accomplish more? I take what I know and I get better at it. I perfect it. So you fine tune these things. So he was able to overcome that. Like I said, he was to overcome, you know, relationships. Shit, I remember there was, and the guys that are around will laugh. They'll know. I remember there was a time where everywhere we went, and every place we went, all you would hear is Fernando talk about his breakup with his damn girlfriend. That's all you heard. He would go up to somebody, and nobody even asked. We'd go somewhere, and we'd be complete, you know, out to dinner or something. He would just be over there talking to somebody. Yeah, man, you know, fucking bitch left, and you know, this and that. And it would just hear the same story. And I was like, God damn, this fucking guy. It was just the same one over and over, right? But it was hard. He overcame it, though. That's how he overcame it, by talking about it, right? Bottom line is he overcame it. He might have did it differently than I would have, or you would, or you could, but he overcame it. See, it doesn't matter. If you go out today and you have a different style than I have, but you come back with the deal and it gets installed, it doesn't fucking matter. It went in. You sold. You closed. You did your job. You overcame the obstacles. You're going to overcome obstacles every single day. You're going to get obstacles thrown at you every day. And they're going to come stronger and stronger. And these obstacles are going to get bigger and bigger as you get older and as you grow and the longer you're here. And the more responsibility you have. You might have that big 10, 20-man crew that you've been working hard. You've been working your whole life towards that. And guess what? You're going to run into bigger obstacles now. So make it a habit that you overcome obstacles, in other words. All right, DQ overcame a shitload of obstacles. I remember him getting this big group pumped. I remember being in San Antonio, Texas, that office we had, and he had Lewis there, and he had Felicia there, and he had Chris there. I remember his first crew. He was so excited, and they all let him down. They quit, and they gave him headaches, and they fucked with them, and they did everything that you can do to fuck with the first-time manager, pretty much. Right? And I seen him put his head down, and I seen his body language go from a 10 up here on top of the world to his new crew to losing everything in the crew and everything. I don't know. There's probably a shitload of other stuff I don't even know about. And to seeing him every day. I remember him sleeping in the office in fucking Rancho Cucamonga after all this happened, and probably all by himself. And I remember him with that speaker just listening to motivational video after motivational video, and that's how he overcame his obstacles. And now look at his new crew, and he's going to add to that crew. I know he is, because why? Because he knows how to overcome these obstacles. He's not able to put a crew together and be able to start all over and over again, okay, by not knowing how to fall down and stand up. He understands that. He understands that when you fall down, you pop up quick. All right? And I could tell when DQ's got that smile on his face and he's faking it. I could tell, because I know him very well. But I respect that. I respect when he still puts a smile on his face and he shows up and he comes in and he puts that tie on. And, you can tell sometimes he don't do his hair, so he puts a hat on. You ever see him when he comes in late and he's got that hat on and he's got the tie on? Everything looks fresh and fucking ready, but he didn't have time to do his hair, right? Because it probably takes him 2 hours to do his damn hair. So he's got his hat on. But I appreciate that. I know he's not fully ready, but he's here. And he's going to do his hair later, whatever. But that's you, DQ. You're a type of person that knows how to overcome these obstacles, And that's great. It's great. That's why you're getting this money. That's why you hit the $6,000 club the other week. That's why, I'm not surprised if you get to $10,000 a week soon. I'm not surprised if you build off of that and you're on your way to $20,000 a week, So keep pushing, keep doing these things that we're talking about that you've already done. Don't stop doing them. Just because I'm giving you some pats on the back right now, don't stop. I'm just trying to show everybody else in the company that's not making this why they're not making this and why these guys are. First of all, they're no different. I don't even think any of these guys even graduated from high school. Right? I don't even think any of these guys, have done anything spectacular or something, won all these awards growing up as a kid or something, I really don't. That's why I love these fucking guys. These guys are nothing special. They're ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things. That's what they are. Next guy, Deshaun, right? How does he have staying power? Oh, man, definitely, right? First thing off the bat is he went 2 months blanking. We used to make fun of him. Me and Fernando would be dying in the car. He'd come back and go, man, I got 3. Big old smile. I'm like, 3? Like, what on guard are you? We have this system called on guard. Like, are you on another system or something? He's like, no, I had 3, but the other 2 I got to come back tomorrow, and then one of them really wants it, but they told me Saturday, come back. So let me turn on the AC. Keep it running. Yeah. Go ahead, show the board. But hot in here. So staying power, guys, is important. Being able to go through the tough times. See, I judge a person not by how they act when everything's all good. I judge a person by how they react and what they do. And me as an owner of a company, I got to know who I'm dealing with in my company. And I know when the tough times come, I can see how people react, and it's like, wow, really? Because that's where you're going to go get over the hump. When it gets tough, that's where you got to get tougher. When it's time to, anybody can lift weights when you ate, you got rest, you're freaking, you got all the supplements, you're ready to do it. But let's see, do some rest. Like Muhammad Ali said, his workout didn't start until he was dead tired. He would work out, get really tired, and then that's when his workout would start. So it made sense to me. It's like, all right, I get it. So when you get tired, right, when Friday comes around, Saturday, weekends, you've been going straight off trips. When you come back from a trip, what do? How do you, I know when I won the Skylander contest, that was a pretty big deal. That was a big deal between over 200 salesmen. And I remember them coming to the office with the trophy, the money, talking about, let's go to Cabo San Lucas, let's go party. The owner came with the old winner, and I was like, no, I'm going to work. The day after, they're like, you're going to work? What do you mean? Like, we got to go. You just won a huge thing. this is like time to go celebrate this win. I'm like, I'm going to work. My crew's here. I don't give a fuck. I was supposed to win that. You know what I told her? I was supposed to win. I should have won. I got the most sales experience in this whole company. Why shouldn't I win? You know, you think I'm happy about winning something I should have won? Yeah, I'm excited I won. $5,000 is $5,000. It's not bad. The trophy, the win, I'm happy. Yeah, I know I'm the best, but I knew I was the best before the contest started. I just did what I was supposed to. Now I got to do what I'm supposed to, and that's take these guys out and teach them how to win. All right, so I went to work the next day, you know, and that's called staying power. That's being able to, like, when everybody else is going this direction to go rest, you go work. When everybody else is, you know, taking some time off to get a breather, you go lift more weights. You push yourself more. You add more weight to this industry, you know, to your, you know, whatever your responsibilities are. When you feel like, oh man, I can't take no more, give me more. See, there's a difference. I get it. It's human nature. I can't lift this no more. But yeah, you can. You gotta find something deep down inside of you that's gonna get you the extra fucking strength. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a lot of pain, but you're gonna get it and you're gonna lift it over your head. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. Do it until you fucking pass out and everything breaks on you. And then get 911 called. And when you fucking come to in the fucking ambulance, say, let me the fuck out, I'm fine. That's who you gotta be. That's who you wanna be. That's called fucking overcoming obstacles and having staying power. Don't be fucking, some of you guys are crying over some bullshit. Oh no, nobody answered the phone. Like, you know, it's just some lame ass, weak ass shit. I'm talking about accidents and almost losing your life. I'm talking about freaking building a crew, putting money and time into it, and they just walk all out on you. I'm talking about blanking and, you know, like, we're talking about some serious shit here. We're talking about people really dealing with some obstacles here. Real pain. All right? And yeah, some people's pain tolerance is higher than others. Well, then if you have a weak pain tolerance, then you better fucking start working on that. And you'll be able to take more pain and more pain. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little big secret here. You're going to take a lot of pain in this industry. You are. You're in door-to-door fucking sales. You're in a full commission job. What do you think's going to happen? Everybody's going to let you in and start signing up all day long? You're going to get your fucking ass beaten. You're going to get your ass kicked. So learn how to take it. You can be the toughest guy in the world, but if you can't take shit, you suck. What did Mayweather tell McGregor? He goes, yeah, you can give a beat. Yeah, you're a tough guy. But can you take one? He said, you got to be able to take one just as good as you can give one. I remember him saying that in the interviews. He goes, yeah, you talk a lot. Yeah, I give you your props. You're a UFC badass. You're a tough guy. Yeah, you've been in some brawls. You're a street fighter. You come from boxing background. You're a black belt. You're this. You're that. You're the next Bruce Lee, like he says. You're a fucking Irish bear. All this bullshit. But you know what? Can you take one too? You know, and it shows, I think 4 times he's lost. He hasn't been able to take the beating. When he gets tired and he starts getting punched or hit or choked and he's tired, right? He doesn't have that heart, that to dig deep. See, there's the difference. There's a lot of tough guys, but when they're put to the test, are they really tough? These guys are tough. They've been put into the test. They have been put to the test, trust me. I've seen their checks go up. I've seen them go negative. I've seen them go up. I've seen them throughout, even in the low times, I've seen them still come in, put a smile on their face, and hustle even harder and say, fuck it, give me some more, T. I can take it. Same thing I've had to do. You don't think I've had to do that? I've had to do the exact same thing. So, good job, you 3, on having staying power and being able to overcome tremendous obstacles. And remember, and if you notice, I didn't put overcome obstacles. I put the first word that I thought of when I think of people that are making, you know, winners out of themselves is tremendous obstacles. You have to overcome tremendous. You got the biggest, the best, or the hardest, or the strongest. You got to be able to do it all. Like the biggest, in other words, you got to be able to take on the heaviest load. Can you take a load on? Everybody can take on. You know, everybody can pick this up. You know, but can everybody pick up, you know, that printer right there? I don't think so. I moved that printer with 2, 3 of us, and we can't even get that up with 4 of us. I think it's heavy as fuck. But that's what you gotta be able to do. You got, you know, matter of fact, we moved it with 2 of us. And I figured it out. I got a piece of wood, and we got that motherfucker up there. I'll never forget. That was probably one of the hardest things of the move I've had to move my whole life. That's damn printer. It's fucking ridiculous, man. We had to do it without breaking it too. You know what I mean? Because you can't just like, it's not like a couch where you can just knock it and tip it over. So you got to be able to handle it all. Second, good listener, learner, right? All 3 of these guys, and I'll stop breaking down each guy because I'll just go all 3 so we can speed this up. Maybe we'll do another meeting one time in person. We have everybody, and I'll break it down more in detail. But all three of these guys can do one thing. They're great listeners. But let me tell you something. If you have a problem, managers or you or whoever, with people listening to you, then you need to get more aggressive. Because I know one thing I've always done is I got their attention to listen, and I was able to get them to learn because I pushed it on them. I repeated it every day. Sometimes I would do a meeting and do the same fucking meeting the next day on purpose. I would do that because I felt like through the production and through the credits they were running and through their work, what I was watching from a distance, I always watched my crew, I noticed that they weren't doing what I told them to do. So obviously they didn't pay attention the first day. So I had to bring it back the second day. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do this meeting again. And let's kind of, let's talk about and repeat what we talked about the day before, because maybe they'll get it the second time around. Let me tell you something. You have to be a persistent ass leader and a persistent ass manager to get a team to fucking listen and pay attention, get your point across. And the only way you know you're getting your point across is by what? The facts. By the production going up. None of this bullshit about, oh yeah, he's getting better. Like, show me. Where is he getting better at? I've been watching the production from a lot of the guys that have been here, and it hasn't gone up. Like a lot of these guys, yeah, you have staying power and all that, but you're not fucking learning. You're not getting better. You're selling the same or less. Your average is like the same. Like if you're averaging 2 to 3 your first fucking 6 months here, then your average after 2 years should be higher. It shouldn't be lower. It shouldn't be the same. Like you know more now, but you're not applying more. So I want to go, I'll say that's the manager's fault. The managers need to push. You got to push your team. You can't be Mr. Nice Guy. You're not, if you're a manager, your job isn't to be everybody's friend and to make sure that everybody's just happy. Let me tell you what they'll be even happier, right? If they're making more money. So push the fuck out of your team and make sure they come in. Make sure you take them to the field every day if they're not ready to go on their own. If they're not getting business done like they're supposed to on their own, then bring their asses back in the van or car or whatever you got and fucking bring them back out themselves. Make sure that the production is always going up. That's your job. Your job is to make sure that your team produces. So do that, guys. But all three of these guys are great listeners. They've always listened to me. I've never had any disrespect from any three of those guys, ever. Not one time have any of those guys ever disrespected me. Not one time have they ever fucking questioned me or got in an argument with me. Nothing. It's always just been listen. They listen, they listen, they listen, and they learn. They're great learners. They learn on their own. I know all three of these guys learn on their own. Besides the shit that I teach them and the stuff that I've been over with them, they learn on their own. They take a lot of time. I know Fernando did. I remember he was hooked on Eric Thomas every morning. He would just put that on in the shower, whether we're on the road in the hotel or whether he was at home. Wherever he was. I remember DQ all day in the car. Same shit, right? Same thing. Tony Robbins, fucking, you name it. All the motivational speakers, right? Jim Rohn, right? Deshaun, same thing. Always constantly learning more and more and more. So, great learners. And the funny part is, like I said, I don't even think 2 out of 3 of these guys didn't even finish high school. So, were they like born and bred into learning? Hell no. They weren't even like good learners growing up. They're probably horrible like I was. I'm a horrible learner. But we learn to learn about this, our livelihood. All right? Next thing, patience. All three of them have patience, okay? Because they don't fucking go ahead of themselves. I don't see any three of these guys ever like jump ahead, way ahead of like themselves or live out of their means or like, you know what I mean? They all have patience. They all understand timing. They all understand, sometimes they have too much patience, I think. They gotta like get a little bit more aggressive. But for the most part, they do have the patience. I never hear them talking like out of line and about some crazy ass shit. Oh, we should do. I remember DP had no patience. That's why he doesn't make this. He doesn't, he could have, but he fell off, because of this. Every fucking week he had a new idea. T, we should open up a marijuana dispensary. Hey T, we should open up an office over here. Hey T, we should go to Seattle. I remember one time we went to fucking Seattle and did a big old whole week planning trip. Remember that? I'm not talking about, I went to like Fresno, 4 hours away. He went to fucking Seattle, like 20 hours away, and he drove back in 2 days. He got there and was like, oh no, I didn't like it. Like, I was like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy. He spent more time driving and planning and doing than working, because no patience. All right, gotta have patience. You gotta stick to a plan. Sometimes your plan's gonna take longer than you want it to, but as long as you stick to it and you got staying power, right? You can even go back up here and backtrack and add this together. And as long as you overcome the obstacles, what do you have to listen, to be a good listener, to have staying power? You gotta have patience. So you have to have this in order to accomplish these things. You have to. If you don't have patience, you're not gonna be able to overcome obstacles. You're gonna say, fuck this, it's too big to overcome, I don't wanna do it. You're not gonna wanna listen, you ain't gonna be sitting in the meetings, you're not gonna watch my videos, you're gonna cut them off 5 minutes into it, you're gonna say, I'll listen to it later. You don't have the patience. You don't have patience, but you wanna be successful. You wanna make 6 figures or more, you think you're gonna make this without having any of this. You can't. That's like saying, I wanna have a good velocity on my fastball as a pitcher, but I don't wanna do the correct mechanics. That ain't gonna happen. Nobody on the face of the earth is gonna throw an underhand 90-mile-per-hour pitch. It's the wrong way, it's the wrong technique. And you are not gonna make this kind of money doing the wrong technique and not doing this. These are techniques here trying to show you guys how to make that kind of money. So vision, belief, faith, all 3 of these guys have a vision. I've heard all of them in their goal sheets accomplish every single thing that they have written down. I've heard them, I've saw it for myself, and I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. But it all starts with a vision. You have to have a vision. Some of you guys don't have a vision. All you're doing is copying some other guy's goal sheet. You're just hearing somebody else say something, and then you just write that down too, so you don't look stupid when you walk up here. No, create a vision for yourself, all right? Believe in yourself, like these 3 have. These 3 have all believed in themselves. If they didn't, they wouldn't have overcome all of it. Look where they started at. They started out just where you started out, or worse. I don't think anybody in this company has started off, any worse. They all started with nothing. It doesn't get no worse than that. Nothing. So when you start with nothing, what else is there? Negative? You can't start negative, nothing. You all start with nothing, or you start with a little something. So have the belief that even if you start with nothing, you're going to get there. Have the patience to stay and have the staying power to get there. And most importantly, have the faith. Believe. Believe in something you can't see. All right? Have a faith. I know in our meetings we choose to pray to God or whoever you want to pray to. It's your choice when you hold hands and we pray. But that's your opportunity to pray and thank the person or the thing that you believe in, which is faith. Because nobody has a religion that, they've never met God, So my thing is I've never met God, the thing, God's named God, but hey, I believe He's there. I believe that He's helping me through all these things. I believe that He's going to push me and give me the strength when I run out of strength and energy. So heart, next thing is heart. All 3 of these guys have tremendous heart. When I say heart, they're able to do things, guys, when they're tired. They're able to push through when they don't want to. They're able to come in, even though they want to probably all 3 jump me. I guarantee there's been times all 3 of them probably looked at each other like, let's get this guy. Fuck Travis, I'm tired of his ass. Let's get him. I think we could take him. All 3 of us together, we'll fuck him up, right? But you know what? They have heart. They got the heart. They're like, you know what? Travis ain't the problem. He ain't doing nothing. He's just pushing me. He's pushing this out of me. And they figured out the problem ain't me. The problem is them. It's always you. The problem is you. It's not your manager. It's nobody. We're going to push you to do things that we've all had to do. I'm just trying to get them to do the same shit that I've had to do. Because it worked. I noticed that when I had no heart and I had all these different, right? All these different qualities, I was making more money. I figured it out. I was like, damn, the more qualities I had and the more I apply these qualities, the more money I make. And I always came into sales and I hear everybody talking about money. Everybody, in every sales company and every sales office I've ever been in, that's all you hear people talk money. I got tired of hearing about it. I was like, these guys are sure talking about a lot of money, but nobody's making shit. I was like, these fucking guys are just talking, but nobody's applying nothing. And I start figuring out, if I just keep my mouth shut and I just apply these things, I'm gonna out-earn everybody. That's what I did. So that's what I want every single person to understand. We can talk about money all day, and I want to make this, and you'll see, I'm going to be a millionaire, and I'm going to make 10 grand this month, and you'll see. We can talk about that all day long, but until you start applying these things and start talking about these things first and do these things, you're not going to make shit. You're going to you're going to run out of patience. If you don't have patience, or you don't have any of these things here, you're going to go back to nothing. If you started with nothing, you're going to be at nothing again. So make sure we concentrate on these things. So great, faith, heart, all right, givers. All 3 of these guys are givers. What I mean by givers is I see them with their team, they give. They don't have to give. It's not mandatory that we take you out to eat. It's not mandatory that we take you to a ball game. It's not mandatory that we even pay for the fucking gas in the van. I know plenty of companies in the summer programs, they will divide the gas up and take it out of everybody's paycheck. So I don't even think, I've seen other people, I've seen K.Y.O.A do that. He wasn't a giver. How long did his team last? He would literally be like asking Guillermo for gas money and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is his problem? He's not a giver, right? You have to be a giver 100%, and not just once in a while, all the time. Right? We talked about this the other day. I was talking this with somebody else, and the problem is you can't give and expect something in return. You got to give and expect nothing in return. It's not about getting your return. It's not about that. You have to be wanting to see everybody else get their return. Part of doing good business, guys, all right, is wanting to see everybody make money. That's why I don't go around jumping around trying to sign up old customers, because the investors don't get their money. They should get their money. They're the ones that initially did the risk and invested the money into us for that customer, not even meeting me or you or nobody else that's writing these customers up. These customers could be fucking bullshit, and they're still investing fucking money into something that they, it's a blind investment, straight up. So they should get their fucking return. I'm not mad at it. I want these customers to stay with the same company for 10 years. Because I want the investors to get their money, but they should. That's good business. That's good karma on me. Just like I want good business, right? I want my business to last decades. So how's my business gonna last? I have to do good business, and the people I'm doing business with gotta do good business with me. And together, right? Everybody's making money, everybody's happy. I don't have any ill will feelings towards any other company unless they fucking try to screw me over. Then we're talking. Let's go. You want to go to war? We'll go to war. You want to trip me? I'm gonna trip you. You know what I mean? Fuck you. I'm not gonna sit here and you're gonna stick your foot out and trip me. And I'm gonna jump over your foot, turn around and roundhouse your fucking ass in the chin. But that's the fucking key. We want to see everybody do good, right? And I believe these guys have the heart and they're givers, and I believe they want to see their guys do good. I believe all these guys want to see all their teams do good, and they want to teach them, and they don't care about nothing else but seeing their guys do good. Just like I want to see this team do good. I want to see the guys that I'm working with every day do good. I don't want to see you guys do bad. I get pissed off when you're doing bad. I get happy when you're doing good. Because I believe you should be doing good. You came here to do good, not bad. So these guys are unselfish, right? Unselfish. They're not selfish people. It's not about me. It's about their team. It's about them and their whole team. I've seen it. I've seen them struggle with it. I have to always, if they call me and they tell me they're struggling with something, I always tell them, go back to that. Come on, man. Come on, guys. Get unselfish. Treat these people like family. Treat them so good, they can't disrespect you. Give them everything you got. And I mean that. Give them everything that you fucking got, man. Manny called me the other day. Hey, what's up, man? I said, man, you want to come back? You can stay at my fucking house. I don't care. Stay at my fucking house. He's a young guy. He's lost. He has no fucking parents in his life, nothing. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't care. Take him in. Do I expect him to sell every day and all? I don't expect nothing from him. I expect him to follow these principles that I'm going to teach him, and everything else will fall into place. The sales, the money, everything. Before you know, he'll have his own place. He'll be housing somebody, So, work ethic. All three of these guys, great work ethic. Like I said, they've been able to have staying power. They've been able to still, if I checked yesterday and this last week, all three of these guys, they're working. Some of these guys can work harder. You got to work harder, some of you guys, You know who you are. Work harder. It doesn't end. This shit does not end. Okay, look around. Right? Look around, look at your notebook, right? It ain't going nowhere, it ain't retiring anytime soon, you know what I mean? This thing that you're carrying around, it ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So get this fucker ready to go to battle for the rest of the year, for next year and the years to come. And get ready to go to battle with your team. Get ready to have the energy to lead a team. It takes energy to lead. It takes double. Quarterback's exerting twice the amount of energy than everybody else on the field. Why? Because he's fucking running everything. He's the most tired player on the field after the game, mentally and physically. Mentally, he's way worse than physical. He's up there. He's got to calculate the whole game right there. The greatest quarterbacks don't even need the coach. They just use the coach just in case they slip up and forget about a little something. But they know what's going on. They got the whole game right there. The coach is like, I love this damn quarterback. He's a genius. He's so smart. He might not be the most talented guy on the field. The quarterback's never the fastest guy on the field, but he's the smartest guy on the field. He's the guy, and it's not really that he's the smartest, he's just applying himself the most. He's using his brain more than everybody else. I guarantee he's not the smartest guy on the field. It's going to be like some lineman or something, right? It's going to be some dude with a crazy-ass IQ. But you know what? He's the guy that's actually, right? Just like the strongest guy is the guy that's doing the most reps. Well, guess what? He's the strongest right here in the mind because he's doing the most reps. He has to use his brain the whole play. He's got to call audibles. He's got to see the changes of everything. He doesn't get to rest. When the quarterback, when the offense is off the fucking field, what is he doing? He's looking at pictures, looking at videos. He's seeing what happened, right? It doesn't end. So if you want to be a manager, you have to be a quarterback. You have to be the hardest working, the most mentally tired person, drained. You shouldn't have time to do nothing afterward. You should just be like, when I was running a team and only a team, not a company, a team only, oh my God, I would come home and just, I love the RV, guys. You know why I like the RV? Because I just parked somewhere and I just went to sleep. I said on my team, they'd be out there partying, whatever, smoking weed all night and hanging out. I'm fucking, go ahead, guys, I'm done. Fucking tired. I got to think about the whole thing, the whole week, the whole day. 3 guys I got up here, and whoever else you are listening, make sure you're tired at the end of the day. You're so exhausted, you can't do nothing because you were so engaged the whole day with your team and what's going on and the quality of the deals and the production and making sure everybody's doing all these things, right? That you're so fucking tired. Like it's nonstop. Next thing, closers. All 3 of these guys can close deals. They're all fucking master closers. They have to be because they have less time than everybody else to go sell. They got to drop a team off and then they got to go last. All right, I used to take pride, you guys. When I only ran a team, I used to take so much pride in being on board first. I would hurry up, try to drop everybody off, and I would just rush to the first door because I wanted to fucking lead the team. I wanted to make sure I had the first deal so I could set the fucking tempo for the day. I wanted everybody else to see that and go, how the fuck did he get a deal already? Like, Jesus Christ, I only got dropped off 10 minutes ago. That means he barely got out 1 minute ago. You're telling me he got a deal in 1 minute? Yes. I got a deal in 1 fucking minute. You're damn right. Because that's my standard. My standard is I will be on board first. If I'm running a team, and I don't care if I had a 10-man team and it took me almost an hour to drop 10 guys off, right? It takes a while. But I'm getting out first, and I will be on board first. And if you beat me to it, good for you. You get the picture. You see, this is a goddamn race. All right? And you should go out and attack. But if you didn't, I'm going to show you you're late to the fucking party. You're late to the finish line. I just beat you. I got out last, and I just beat you. That's a hell of a way to be a leader. And that's how these 3 guys, they think the same way. Do it, guys. Keep doing it. Come on, you guys want to make more money? Then what you do is you apply more. You turn the fucking knob up higher. All right? Don't run for more weight and more work. Go towards it and say, give me more. I want more. Because if you do that and you face, right, it's like facing the bully. The bully don't want to fight somebody that wants to fight him. The bully wants to pick on people that don't want to fight. It's easy. I don't want to fight you. They just kick you and toy around with you and push you around. They don't do that to people that are like, yeah, come on, motherfucker. See what I got right here, my right hand behind my back. You come another foot closer, I'm going to gush you. Right? They're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. No, man, it's cool, homie, right? They don't want to fuck with guys like that. So be and make sure that you become a goddamn closer. If you can't close on command, you can't close in 1 minute, you're not getting nowhere. You can't run a team. How you gonna run a team if you can't get a deal in 1 minute? Because that's all you got. That's all you got sometimes is 1 fucking minute. How you gonna close a team if you're not a closer and you're afraid to do the fucking Travis challenge, right? Bring your whole team with you to the door. What are you gonna look like, a fucking big idiot? You're gonna blank and blank and blank. Come on, you gotta be able to close. What, you got 5 guys with you, 2 guys, 3 guys, or training 2 at once, whatever. You got to be able to close, right? Any situation. You want to be a winner? You want to be up here? You want to be a badass fucking quarterback of this industry? Guess what you got to do? You got to be able to do it all. That last thing, sacrifice, we'll talk about. All these 3 guys right here have sacrificed. I've seen it myself. You guys have all seen it. And if hopefully this meeting, you start remembering a lot of times where your manager did so much for you and he didn't have to. Sacrifice is doing the things you don't have to or you don't want to, all right? So to me, these guys have all done that, all right? They've all showed that. That's why they're in this club. That's why they're making the real 6 figures, not no fake shit. I know a lot of fakers out there that they say they make 6 figures and they really don't, because that means you gotta make $100,000, you gotta clear it. Okay, not 99,999. No, not I made 75. No, I was close. I made 60, but I should have made 120. None of that shit. I got hurt this year. None of that. They actually do it no matter what. Trust me. Everything that you talk about, the reasons why you can't, and the things that you've been through, those guys have been through it too. I've been through. All the guys, us four, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us make that kind of money or more. Guess what? We all have the same problems that you guys all have. We have all the same fears that you have. We have all the same fucking things. We all started with nothing, okay? And we all have, it's the same fucking thing. My feet go up when I do like this. So do yours. I get in the van and it's hot in there too for me. You know what I mean? Or it's too cold, or the music's whatever. Like the traffic side, I'm in the same situation. You guys are all, so are they. Nobody's different than nobody. It's up to everybody after this meeting to decide they got to work on some things and apply it. And if you start doing that, bam, start making more money. All right. So how many minutes are we at?
45.
All right, perfect. Let's shut it off now. Have a great day, everybody. All right, thanks, and I'll finish the rest of it later.